I've just spent 2 weeks traveling through Albania, so let's break down my full itinerary, opinions, and how much everything cost. So we travelled as a two all the way from the north down to the south. Skoda, Shala River, Valbonne, Theth, Berat, Gjirokasta, Himar. It was a busy trip. Day one we travelled into Skoda, a bit of a transport hub like Tirana. There's a castle, museums, bridges. Day two we got up, we got a bus, we got a boat, we headed straight to the Shala River. It's this beautiful, clear, crisp, cold water. Definitely an up and coming place. You can absolutely do a day trip from Skoda to Shala River, but it's so busy in the day. It's a long journey. I would personally recommend doing at least one night there. It was a completely different vibe at night. Day four was a really big travel day. We got a boat back to the ferry port, a boat to Ferez, and then a bus to Valbonne. This is the start of the Valbonne to the Theth hike. We stayed the night in Valbonne, which in itself is beautiful. Very mountainous. It's very peaceful. Our guest house dropped us at the trailhead. I know that hostels also organise group tours. Honestly, incredible. It's exposed mountain. It is so rural. Arrived in Theth about 6 hours later. At this point we were so tired. We just checked into our hotel. We went out for dinner. I do regret only having one night in Theth because it's actually quite a lot to do. Maybe worth having 2 nights or trying to find a later bus out of Theth, but essentially returned to Skoda and slept. Day 7 was another travel day. We went from Skoda to Berat. It's about 3 hours to Tirana, 3 hours to Berat. Day 8 was really fun. We went to Osimi Canyon. We swam, we floated, we walked. I've done canyon outdoor activities before. This was very mild. It was very family friendly. We did a little explore in Berat in the evening. Berat is beautiful. It's very old, charming little city. It's definitely more of the romantic type. You relax, you soak it all in. I think if you weren't doing a day trip to the canyon, you could definitely just do one night here. Day 9, we traveled from Berat to Gjirokasta. We were actually here for 2 nights. Again, it's this historical city. There's cold war tunnels, there's its castle, there's these really nice bazaars, market stalls, lots of homemade goods, lots of local vendors. We stayed in a really nice boutique hotel here. It was right off the street. We didn't have to walk anywhere. It was modern, it was light, it was spacious. Definitely would recommend staying there. Day 11, we traveled from Gjirokasta to Himar. It was about an hour and a half public bus to Sarande, and then we ended up just getting a taxi because of the timings. But we're in the south now. It is definitely very touristy. We're staying in a bougie hotel. We have brunch spots, we have beaches. It's definitely the most resort Western feel that we've had. We're wrapping up our trip by going to Sarande and then getting a ferry to Corfu to fly home. And that about wraps up our 2-week trip in Albania. Overall thoughts my side are pretty mixed, but Albania is so varied. Mountains, rivers, beaches, countryside. The scenery is beautiful. There are so many places to see. As you can tell, there is a lot of travel here. Tourism is still a very growing industry. We definitely had more of a cowboy journey when it came to transport. They don't have train systems. It's a lot of basic minibuses. You just jump on, you pay the driver. It was definitely a trust the process, trust the people you speak to situation. On that note, hospitality was definitely quite varied. Just prepare for things to be a little bit longer